at a time that, part of the reason why there has been this conversation is because people said that they were being blacklisted or listed on the credit reference bureaus. They could not qualify to access credit. So if you have cheaper facility, like what the Hustler Fund is promising to be, and from your experience, will this make it better for them to borrow money, fix the economic gaps, and bring it back?
Thank you very much. A very good question indeed. And my constituents and the entire country is waiting. And my brothers who are trying to feel nice and learning the ropes in government, we wish them luck. And I honestly say this country is ours, and any good idea that will help transform this country, we will be the first to support, irrespective of our political persuasions. And that is the reason why I believe in a short while you will call me, among others, to this show to confirm that I wish the conceivers of some of these new policies and government ideas would come and tell you they wish they listened. Because let's not allow our country start reinventing wheels when the wheels already exist. If the government has decided that they are introducing a new credit line, which is what it should be called, to disabuse itself from these political nuances, if they are wishing to introduce a new credit line, the first thing is to think what is the best vehicle for delivery of that new credit. And obviously, an assembled government department or corporation is not going to be the best vehicle to deliver, because that is quoting disaster from the word go. And that is why I say that, the finance sector is tested and tried. And we are from multinational banks in this country to Shylocks. And we have merry-go-rounds, we have chamas. So if government has decided that it is supporting whoever they want to support with some form of credit, it is important that they listen and use already existing, established, costless delivery channels. And why this credit line that has been conceived looks dead on arrival is while government is fighting that the borrowers of that credit do not default, government itself is the biggest defaulter on suppliers who have delivered goods and services to government. And government knows that it has about 500 billion shillings outstanding of unpaid pending bills. You don't tell people that you are going to give 50 billion, which is 10% of the outstanding pending bills, particularly when these pending bills under the Public Procurement and Disposal Act, you know that 30% of government supplies went to persons with disability, youth and women. Meaning, therefore, of the 500 billion outstanding, more than 150 billion are for the poor, women, youth, and persons with disability who government at that time had good intentions to give a platform to flourish. What are we doing about this? Because if government sorted out these pending bills, the economic multiplier in this country would instantly change. When are we going to get these 50 billion lent to whoever it is targeted, convert into value given, generate revenue to come and pay? Yeah? So this is why I am saying that I don't want my government to enter into circuses that are not going to help us accelerate the rate of growth of the GDP in this republic.
Okay.
And it is important that we say it early enough that this government needs to have its priorities right. As much as it was an election pledge, let us not put too much premium on this at the expense of missing out on what will really trigger economic development. Do you have an intervention?
I hear you, and you're saying that it will be important for the government to look for existing delivery channels. I'm just wondering, how then, because you've been a banker, how do you demarcate these are the funds from the government, they're meant for the Hustler Fund, this is our money that we need to lend to the same target market, and you also want to remain profitable. So how do you prioritize and how do you choose which loan to give to who at what rate?
Thank you. That one is existing. That is why I am saying as a banker, and I am advising my government for free to assemble bankers, particularly those who have operated schemes of loans. Mm-hmm. They will get whatever for free, because banks have their money they lend at their own rates, and they have money from schemes which they lend or administer on terms of the sponsor. Yeah, it also happens in the insurance industry, where instead of you paying premium to get cover, you deposit a fund and the insurance company, which has the infrastructure, administers it for you. Yeah, so that is why I am warning that setting another animal to administer an ill-equipped unit to purport to administer a thing they don't know they are going to learn on is really courting disaster. And by the time they make enough mistakes, we will have lost the bulk of what. And we also have, remember, the problem of a wage bill in this country. Why, again, establish another entity within government to consume as expenses part of the 50 billion that is meant to go to the ultimate beneficiaries? And I'm saying it is important that we listen to those who have been there, because I say I have a duty to support this government to succeed, because once it does, then it is my country that has succeeded.